Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Hitman Freelancer and the Rise and Fall Challenge, where you gotta get down to get up, to get down again. Basically stairs. Stairs are involved, you'll see. It's occurred to me that last time out we weren't playing with Freelancer variations on. There's like 4 different things that you need to make work to get everything organised. You need like you need the SDK, and you need Mission Companion, you need Freelancer Variations, you need SMF, and they all need to be synced up and chatting to one another. And I think I have successfully completed the arcane magics required to make it work once again. The fact there's a dot on Hawke's Bay suggests that might be the case, so hopefully we'll see some variation in our maps today. And we're probably going to start with Berlin. Let's check Prestige. Assault rifle kill epic, sounds good. So let's grab that. And yeah, we'll start with Berlin because that's got 3 targets, which is where the challenge of only being able to go upstairs, then only being able to go downstairs again afterwards, might come in to fruition. It might lead to some interesting puzzles for us. We'll bring Wrenchy Lockpick Dart, because that's always fun. We do need a syringe to poison a guard. Why not a lethal syringe? Why the heck not? And now, what else might we require? An assault rifle, obviously. Do you have any nice ones on the DLC wall, or are they all unsilenced? Yeah, it's just attack in yellow, which is very small at size 2, but it is unsilenced, and I would like a silenced one, please. The ornamental is only rare, so I guess we are sticking with old reliables up here. The AR Desert. It's also size 2, but it's suppressed. We like this. We need an SMG to eliminate a few extra guards, and we need a pistol to just deal with stuff around the level. And that's pretty much all our inventory space used up. We could bring a duck, I suppose, but no. Let's just go to Berlin, see which Berlin we've got. Okay, it's looking like a regular, everyday Berlin. So, step 1 on the challenge. Find our way to the lowest levels of the map. And then at that point, we're only allowed to go upstairs until we reach the highest level. Then we're only allowed to go downstairs until we reach the lowest once again. And then that's that. We're not allowed to go up or down anymore after that until our targets are eliminated. But it's not too hard to get down to the lowest level without causing a commotion, so we'll just go for a stroll. It's looking very much like vanilla Berlin, which does make me concerned that Freelance Variations still isn't working, but I can't say for sure right now. But here we are, the ground floor. This is where the fun happens. We've got a guard who's just sort of stood there. How do we deal with said guard? I wonder if we can sell him things to make him move. Oh no, he's on the move anyway. So he comes over here to a restricted spot. Yeah, maybe we'll try this. Let's follow Dealer Friend. Dealers in real life are not your friends. But this guy's going to give us an outfit. So he's cool. He's also going to give us a bag of medicine pills. Now, where's our man? There he is. Can we do anything with you? I'm sure there's at least a guard that you can lure away with the promise of contraband. But it might not be this guy. And indeed, it's not this guy. So this hasn't really helped us, aside from making us a bit more fashionable. Now, how many of these people around us are actually real right now? No one. Very good. That guy is, though. And we're probably not going to get away with this.
Hey, what are you, some kind of thief? You can't be here. I'm calling for help, don't you wait.
Okay, yeah. So that didn't really work. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working now. Come on, friend. Come on over. I mean, we could potentially just change outfit at this point. Okay, it's all thoroughly kicking off. You can come with me. And we'll change. And we actually got away with that. Temporarily. Okay, someone apparently noticed. Let's scuttle away. What is going on? I don't know. I had nothing to do with any of this. Maybe we'll get away with this. Oh, frig, we went up some stairs, didn't we? Which means we're not allowed to go back down the stairs, because that's the rules of the challenge. Dang it. It's not the end of the world. The target is down there. Okay, these folks over here are just going to go about their business. You caused me a lot of trouble, madam. You didn't cause me any trouble. You just go on home. Back to your booth, where you belong. Once they're out of the way, no one will be paying any attention. And that guy can have an accident. Oh no, it's you who caused me trouble, because you're the orange woman. But there aren't many people that know that we're up to no good. Oh, you've seen the gun, haven't you? Because I didn't pick it up. Where's our red friend? They're over there now. I don't like this guy. He's just sort of around and it's annoying. So let's take him out of the picture. So it's not the end of the world that we've gone up a floor. One of our targets is on this floor, and the one who's below can probably be quite easily assault rifled. Although, yeah, that's the weird thing on this level. Assault rifles are illegal to carry for club guards. I mean, it makes sense in general, because assault rifles are a suspicious sort of weapon, fish. But still. So we've got a target just out here somewhere. Is he the one who heard that? Okay. You're hopefully not feeling well. Okay, you're feeling fine. But get fished. The main thing is we got the poison off. It doesn't matter that it apparently had no effect. So down you go. As for target down below, we could SMG him now. And that would work towards one of our other goals. He's going to move across the club floor at some point. Now, hopefully we can get a line on him. Bam! It's murder on the dance floor. And I suppose we'll clean up this guy as well, just in case. It's possible people are going to come upstairs and see what all that trouble's about. They might have recognised where the shot's coming from, so maybe it's just a good idea to be in a different outfit for now. Final target is upstairs one floor, in the toilet area. Are they the guy we walked past earlier? The one who either is the guy who wants the medical pills, or the guy who looks a lot like him? We're not heavily compromised in the guard outfit, are we? No, it's just that one woman, again, running around and causing trouble for everyone. So let's go find our final target. Yeah, it's Dungaree's boy. He's just doing his thing, just bobbing about, and now he's off to the toilets again. Is there anywhere convenient where I can deal with him? Nearly everyone over here is a fake NPC, so maybe I could lure him in here.
Hey, someone there?
Seems like I can, which means I should be able to lure him a bit further in. Wonderful. Now, someone out there appears to have noticed that because they're looking a bit shocked, but they are also not a real person, so it's fine. So down he goes. Do you have any questions? That's not a question. We should also be safe to just drag him, because they won't see that. And bam! That's the target's down, so we can now go up and down stairs like a normal person. But we've also got couriers in the vicinity. There's a lot of couriers actually. We've got a safe out there. We've got 2 couriers here. We've got one out the back entrance. Okay, these folks have gone back to normal. Now, how about we lure a guard in here? Did that not lure the guard?
Probably check that out, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Interesting, that lured people from out there. Okay. I wanted this guard, but that's fine. Yeah, this guy does not want to be lured. I guess we don't need to lure him. We just need to shoot him.
Bloody hell!
There we go. Got him eventually. And now we're near the tippity top. We may as well keep going up. Get our last guard. And then we can start on the full part of Rise and Fall and work our way back down again. Although, actually, yeah. We perhaps... I forgot there was a flight of stairs down here to get to the next bit. What level are we on? We're officially on level 3. We'd have to go down to level 2 again, I think. So, if we wanted to complete all of our objectives before starting the full part of Rise and Fall, then we'd probably need to shoot someone from where we are now. Oh, we've got that courier below us again. Oh crap, it missed again. Every time I try that, I miss.
Why not get in my way, alright?
That's the one time I'm willing to try and kill civilians, is if it's an amusing situation of dropping some shit on their head.
Doesn't look right. Damn.
Yeah, you go and deal with that, guard friend. Oh wait, I nearly used the wrong gun. There we go. That's all of our objectives finished. Technically we could continue the Rise and Fall by going up here, and now we're on the top floor, and now we can start falling again. This guard would be an ideal donor for a change of outfit. Now we can carry assault rifles if we need to. Might come in handy when we go and find the supplier, who is probably out by the juice bar. I didn't see. Oh no, they are in the other spot, near that one guard that I took far too long to kill. So next job is the recorder. Now let's go find some couriers and safes. Safe is in there. Okay. This outfit should be good. So yeah, everyone out here is pretty chill about a biker coming through. There's no outfit problems to worry about. There might be a bit of safe robbing problems. Banana, you say? Because the safe is kind of suspicious. It's close to an area where it could be seen as suspicious. There it is. Sneaky. So your back's turned. Maybe we can get away with this. Oh, we turned his head a bit. But it wasn't enough. So that's the safe dealt with. Now we've got couriers 1, 2 and 3. And then supplier. Courier 1 is out the back entrance. Should we go and deal with them first? Before we venture back into the club. There are 2 guards here. One is presumably dragging the other somewhere right now. Which is why there's no one around to notice if I do this. Except for courier.
Hey, is anyone there?
Guard could be coming back at any moment though, and I don't know which direction he would be coming from.
So not in the mood for this BS.
But there we go. So, you're kind of in a very public area. I don't know exactly where you're going to walk because you might not have a guaranteed backwards and forwards type route.
Oh, this is the worst place to get lost. I look like a goddamn
But
tourist.
you might be alright with that. There's just other people that might slip on it, you see, is the trouble. Nope, we're good.
Huh? Gee, this one is really messed up.
It's not really messed up, he just fell in his ass on the bananas. It's fairly normal behaviour. So third one is actually a ways away at this point. They're out there somewhere. So how best to deal with this person? Am I going to get away with that? Maybe not. I don't know how concealed I am there. That's probably... Oh no, that is close
Hey,
enough.
why don't you go check that out?
Yep.
Yeah, you come check that out, friend. Maybe we'll drop a coin there as well. Do you see the coin? I'm not sure he sees the coin.
I've gotten out of here. Nothing.
He hears the coin.
Jesus, who's breaking stuff?
Ah, but now she's over there.
There you go.
So this is risky. But all the coins are now ours. So it's fine. You haven't seen nothing. Now I'm just going to climb through this window because I haven't got a key. Don't question it. Okay, she has in fact seen something. But it obviously wasn't us because we're over here. Now, does Supplier have fabulous prizes for us, or is this another case of empty-handed Supplier?
Hey, you.
There's a few pistols we need. Okay, it's a 4,000 buck pistol. We had 50 to spend, but that's fine.
Good choice. You know where I am if you need more.
It gets us closer to prestige, and that's the main thing. Now, we could leave the club via the main entrance. If we wanted to stick to rising then falling, we could do that because it's on the same level that we're on, but we could also fall further still and leave by the basement door. So we'll do that. Past this bothersome woman that saw too much. And out the door we go, and that's level 1 out of the way. So this leaves us 2 levels, one of which is our showdown. Our next prestige doesn't have to include a kill type. So that's good. Marrakesh does want a melee kill. And Paris does want a poison kill. Who's our target? What do? They don't eat or drink anything that we can poison. Okay. So we don't need to worry about saving Paris for a poison kill. Nobody's found on both of those levels. Marrakesh is probably the sketchier of the two. Because to get to level 0, or whatever the ground floor is, I'm probably going to have to go into the car park. But then I can just leave again. So unless our target's in there... Yeah, I think we'll do Marrakesh now. We'll save Paris for the showdown. And we'll take maybe hide and seek. Well, we will take hide and seek because it's a melee kill that we need. And we need to also emetic someone. So ideally, there's somewhere near the Shisha Cafe. And that's all of our problems solved in one fell swoop. What melee shall we bring today? Something from the DLC wall? We could actually bring the blunt knife, and theoretically we might be able to poison something they eat or drink, and then use the same weapon to actually finish them off. Ideally we want to keep our kill count to a minimum, because nobody's found. So we'll see what we can do. We'll try and be stealthy. What was the other option? Was it Silent Assassin suit only? Yeah, if it wasn't suit only, I'd maybe give it a spin. But no, we'll stick to hide and seek. Okay, looks like a regular vanilla Marrakesh, so that's further signs perhaps
Weird.
that the mod's not working, but we'll see. So level 0. Our options are the car park and the tunnel. Our target's near the Shisha Cafe though, that's nice.
Honored by your visit.
Lunatic.
No, he is.
But we do have to start by getting to the lowest floor. I think we're allowed to hide on our way down there. That seems reasonable. It's not a particularly controversial action to do. Oh. Well, actually we didn't need to hide beforehand because here we are, we're on the lowest level. We're now just going to go straight back up to floor 1. And then we could hop the wall and we would have had ample time to get into this bin. Target still hanging around near Shisha by the look of things. We might need to observe them. They're having a drink. Oh no, that's just a general drink, it's not one we can poison. So there's nobody in here. Does our target wander close enough to there? Much as I'd love to drop the cafe sign on his head, that doesn't help us hide bodies.
Anyway, I tap him on the back, show him my press pass.
So let's see. Where do you stop, my friend? Why don't you stand still for me? Okay, runs into there. This isn't really a subtle spot. Bam. Good. Oh, hide and seek. I forgot about that. You come over here, pal. Oops. I was trying to close the door and I've just got back in my box. Not to worry. You there. You can get in my box instead. And there we go. That's level complete. Where are we going for our supply? They're in the auditorium. Interesting. How do we get there without causing bother? Because I don't want to have to knock more people out and hide their bodies if I can avoid it. But I might not be able to avoid it because, yeah, I didn't bring an SMG, did I? I guess it wouldn't be very hard at all to hide one of these army men. Although here comes the embassy guard. Will he hear anything if I throw it on the floor down here? Or is it too far away? Yeah, he's gone into his room now. But they heard that. I should be able to get away with knocking this guy out without anyone noticing. Kind of. I'm glad we didn't go for Silent Assassin suit only. So you get in there. And there's an outfit that will allow us into the consulate. What you got, miss? Nothing. Another useless supplier. Like, I know that there's things I can get from suppliers at this point. Because we saw one last episode that had a Krugermeyer that I couldn't afford at the time. And I still haven't got that. So it should just be available. And yet here we are. With nothing at all on that supplier. Oh, that's interesting. This door is keycarded on both sides rather than just on the outside. That's unusual for keycard doors. I just wanted to grab my shiny suit before I go home. Fairly straightforward stuff, as you might expect from a one target level. And Marrakesh is one of the flatter maps, so I didn't anticipate Rise and Fall to be much of a challenge on Marrakesh. That's fine, they can't all be super exciting. So Paris it is. Poison kill on Paris, no bodies found. Eliminate going to a meeting. Okay, it's going to be practically impossible then to get everything, I think. Because you can eliminate targets whilst going to a meeting by like knocking them out and then starting a meeting and then taking them out. But you can't do that. You can't poison anyone once you've knocked them out, so that's not going to work. It's going to have to be a case of find out who my target is, trigger a meeting with a phone, and then syringe them and then hide them before any of the others show up. It's the only way we can get a perfect here. it's going to be a pain in the butt. So we could bring a Seeker, I suppose. We could bring a Karma. And we'll definitely need a syringe. We'll bring a pistol because that's just generally wise. If we have to give up anything, it's probably nobody's fan. But let's see what we can do against this grey-haired hat wearer with glasses and no jewellery. They're doing a business. Let's go see if we can give them the business. Okay, we're starting up top. Oh wait, it's Holiday Hoarders. Which I guess is now more the Christmas Casino map. But that does confirm that Freelancer Variations is in fact working properly. Basically what I had to do was download the mod STK again. I think I'd updated it at some point because it told me to update it. And then once I'd updated it, it decided that it wasn't the right version. You there. Glasses, hat, tattoo, grey hair. You fit the bill. Oh, wait a minute. That's the point. We don't have to go down to the basement, do we? Because this is level 0. So by coming up these stairs, we are moving from level 0 to level 1. Now, what were you just up to? I didn't quite see that. You're eating a Chocky bar. That's a good sign that it's you. Also, we should probably just get caught trespassing and be out, done with it. So yeah, I was expecting to have to go into the basement.
Stay out of trouble.
But no basement for us. So she's possibly our target. What is she doing there? Ah, no, she's having a drink of some sort. She was having a drink, and now she's
Sorry, mister. I can't
having
let you
another
through.
chocolate. Yeah, it's okay, I just wanted to look. So it's not her. Could it be that guy? He looks like he might fit the bill. Can't see his jewellery from here though. How do we get a security outfit? I don't think I want to move up a floor at any stage. I think I want to stay on this ground floor. This target over here is anxious, so it's not them. And they're checking their phone. They might be on their way to a meeting, but they also don't seem to be going towards these two out in the garden.
I am.
Whoa! Almost forgot about lookouts being a thing, but they are in fact a thing. So some sort of security guard outfit would be great. This is trespassing, but there's also bodyguards out there. There's nowhere really to hide people in here though, is there?
Hey. Anyone there?
But that's too bad, because that guy's gone down. I guess we don't need to straight up put him in a cupboard. We can just tuck him behind the bar here. I'm fairly sure no one will find him. So that's one of our problems solved. We've got a disguise. We can go and get a close-up look at people out in the garden area. Okay, we've confirmed it's not you, because you had a drink, so
You focus what I'm doing.
let's take you off the list. This guy's a grey hair though. And he's eating a chocolate bar. And he's got an assassin. That's awkward if it's him. Looks like he's got a tattoo as well, no jewellery. So he's probably our
Someone
man.
took their supplements this morning.
Seems unlikely that we get away with killing the assassin and throwing him in the river here. Because that guy over there. But maybe we can.
Okay.
Okay, so he's off to a meeting, I think.
Ah, come on. Well, it's not like I.
Let's get rid of you. Whee. Okay, that's a problem solved. We don't have to lure someone with a phone. We could just get them where they're naturally going to a meeting. It's just that's so flaky, it's hard to tell sometimes when they are going to a meeting or when they're not. But the fact that he's coming so far off his route suggests strongly to me that he is going to a meeting right now. And if he does it only in public spaces like this, then it's going to be kind of hard to get away with giving him a jab. He's meeting this guy. They're doing a business.
In order?
So maybe the
Hey
garden
there.
is our best bet. We knock out a bunch of enforcers, perhaps throw them all over the badge. It's going to be tricky because, yeah, there's those 2 enforcers there. There's suspects roaming about. So how are we going to do everything without getting into bother? What if we pop a coin on there?
What the?
I don't think anyone's around right now, so we might be able to take out an enforcer without too much bother. He's seen a coin. He's going for the coin.
Good.
Piss. I thought I had the wrench out still. But we got away with it. Good. So we are gradually clearing this area to some extent. It's not impossible that we can get this guy now. He looks at his phone and then starts shuffling. Then we'll know he's possibly on his way to another meeting. And then we just prick him. But I do kind of worry about those guys over there. And that's still that 1 enforcer I'm kind of concerned about. He's reading a book though, so he's further confirmed that it's him. Oh yes, coming over here is a discreet spot. If only he would just look at his phone now. Then we could potentially do everything we need to do. If only we didn't have poison kill. And heading for a meeting. That would be great. But yeah, the fact we've cleared out this area gives us a solid chance to get things done. There's no body crate over here on this version of the map, is there? Oh yeah, there is. Good. So we can still take out that enforcer should the chance arise, but it probably also involves him going for another meeting. I feel like maybe the other 2 are having a meeting right now, which is why this guy's just roaming about over here. Okay, she's coming back, so there is no meeting happening right now for business. That means his phone might trigger in a moment. If we're lucky. Oh, hello. Yeah. His phone's triggered. He's on his way to a meeting. Ah, okay, it hasn't counted because we didn't use a phone to trigger it. I'm sure in the past I have successfully done that. Where I've just taken people out naturally whilst they're on the way to meetings. But maybe I'm just misremembering. Maybe it can only be done with a phone. And we did have to knock someone else out and take their phone. But either way, I didn't want to stand around forever. I've got a 4th level to play. I don't think we need to worry about the courier because we've already got far more money than we need right now. We just need the suppliers to actually have things for us to buy. So let's just take a jog across to the parking lot where the supplier is hanging out. At the very least we know there's a Krugermeyer waiting for us somewhere. But it's possible there'll be other things. I should also raid the boxes where I can because certain items can only be got from boxes. I think it's the Striker and maybe our Matador as well. But every box we raid is also another small chance to just get a gun. And I mean small chance. So we're not going out of our way for boxes. But if they're in our path, then yeah, why not? Anyway, here's supplier. And they've got nothing. Thanks anyway, friend. And off we go. Anything for us in the old crate? It's the Striker. As I was saying before, the only places you can get the Striker from are reward crates or by completing stuff there. So maybe all we do need is that Kruger that we saw like once on one supplier. Oh no. We also need Gold Baller. So we'll get that if we complete this campaign, of course. But maybe it will also show up on a supplier at some point. Oh. The Concrete Bunny, maybe that's another one. But it's all pistols, basically. Pistols are what we need. And that's always the case, because there's like 7,000 pistols compared to all the other weapons, only having about 10 or so. But hey ho, we've got a 3rd set of levels to pick. So where are we going today? Arms trafficking is always fun. It's got another Berlin. But that's only one repeat, and that's pretty good for level 3, so we can save Berlin for next time. We can wrap up today with one of the other levels. I'm thinking maybe a smallish level. Maybe Berlin's the showdown. Just because we did a non-showdown on Berlin, so it could be interesting. Frag grenade? Jeez. That's not so bad. You just knock someone out and then you frag them. Dubai. Eliminate guards with an assault rifle. Use a subby on the target. And then, what have we here? Stuff that wants us to use either a big weapon or, well, collateral firearms. Yeah, let's do collateral firearms. So we need an assault rifle, of course, for the guards. We need a submachine gun for one of our targets. The submachine guns and assault rifles can be tricky to get collaterals with. So we could either bring a sniper rifle and therefore have 2 large weapons, or we could bring a sword off. We're going to have to lure one of our targets somewhere quiet, knock them out, and then put a victim next to them and get the collateral that way, I think. We've got just enough space for our regular tools, and off we go. And of course we're starting up here. The one time I don't want to be starting up here is the one time that we are, because we've got to make our way to the ground floor before we can do anything. So how do we get to ground floor without getting into too much bother? People might hear the briefcase get thrown, but let's see. No, I think we're good. So that's one step down. Is this door public area? Yes, good. So now we just need to head on out and make our way down the stairs. Then we'll worry about things like who our targets are and what we're going to do to them. So, here we are. Ground floor. Level -1. Our targets are, of course, up a bit. One of them's not far up, in fact. We probably just ran straight past them. And then the next one's up in the control room. Carl Thorne. They're probably better for a collateral shotgunning than someone who's just out here. Ah, it's the guard who roams back and forth, I guess. Is it a guard? Yes. So down he goes. Do we need his pants? He probably can't hurt, because he's about to get found. So, with that guy out of the picture, what's our next step? The control room in question is that server room. I think it is. So let's go up this way. We're basically going to kind of head back up to where we started the level, I think. But at least this time we've got an outfit of sorts. What you got, pal? Nothing? Cool.
Don't hesitate to come back.
Ah, it's this control room. Very good. Well, this makes our life fairly straightforward, I think. Although, you're coming up as well, aren't you? Yes. We should go and look at that.
What?
Okay, she's decided not to go and look at that. Very well. Maybe someone wants to come around here? I think they just don't come and look at the briefcase if I pick it up too swiftly. So you're the lucky man who doesn't have to die today. You get to go in the box. You are my collateral, friend.
How's it going up here?
We're good for now, but we've only got one fuse left in the fuse box over there. If that blows, we might get some irregularities with the lights.
I wouldn't worry about irregularities with the lights, my man. You've got bigger issues. We're allowed to carry the assault rifle in this outfit. Good. You can come over here, miss. We'll just drag you across this guy's face. I'm sure you won't mind. And I will do the old game of human Tetris where we try and arrange people so they slot together nicely. I think we're looking good. So, that's both your heads, right? Ah, no. That was just her and not him. That's awkward. I mean, it's not terrible. If it's the other way around, that would be sad times. So you're going to come up and you're going to look at that guy.
Calling in! Calling in!
You ain't calling shit, buddy. Turns out you're in fact the collateral victim. Assuming I'd do it right this time. Okay, after much tugging, this might work. Okay, now that time we hit the wrong one again. Break. Oh well. We did our best. Twice. Now you're coming upstairs to see what the kerfuffle was this time. And I'm not in a good mood following that failure, so down you go. Who is our final target for the old assault rifle kill? We'll go up another floor and we'll deal with this lad up here. Can't believe that didn't work twice. I never normally have a problem with lining people up for shotguns. And yet here we are. Most disappointed. But hey ho, that's that guy out of the way. That's everything we need to do. We've already checked supplier. So let's just write it off as a bad job.
You look like you might need something. I only sell
And let's
good
throw
fish.
ourselves off the side of the building. Farewell, cruel Dubai. And there we have it. Another successful round of hitting men. Some of our prestiges didn't quite come off, but at the very least we stuck to the rise and fall part of the challenge quite nicely. And all being well, we're going to get both of those things done next time. Until then, thanks for watching, friends.